All right, so we're back to Quiz 1 study guide, but of course for 2024. So problem number 1 here, the question asks, a model is made of the car. Car's 9 feet long, model is 6 inches long. Pay attention to this. This dimension's in feet, this dimension is in inches. Okay? What is the ratio of the length of the car to the length of the model? We need both of these dimensions in the same unit measure. Okay? So if we convert everything to inches, we're going to take 9 and multiply it by 12 because there's 12 inches in a foot. So 9 times 12 gives us 108. So model of the car. The question asks, what is the ratio of the length of car to model? So car to model. Car goes in the numerator. Model goes in the denominator. So our car is 108 inches long. And our model is 6 inches long. So we're going to simplify this. All right, take the 108 divided by 6. Or you could divide them both by 2. You have to simplify this fraction is the point I'm trying to make. So we're going to take the 108 and divide it by 6, see if it goes evenly. All right, 6 goes 18 times. So this simplifies to 18 over 1, which is the same as 18 to 1. So answer choice A. Problem number 2 tells you that the length of a rectangle is 6.5 inches. The width is 4.25 inches. What is the ratio using whole numbers? Here's the key. Using whole numbers of the length to width. So our length is 6.5 or 6.5, right? Our width is 4.25 or 4.25. We need this ratio in whole numbers. So what we're going to do is you're going to start multiplying the numerator and the denominator. We're going to multiply by 2, then by 3, then by 4, until both the numerator and the denominator are whole numbers. So if we multiply by 2, 6.5 times 2 is 13, and 4.25 times 2 is 8.5. They're not whole numbers, are they? So we're going to go back to the original ratio, and we're going to multiply by 3. So 6.5 times 3 is 19.5. Now, as soon as you get a decimal, it's not going to be an answer, is it? Because both the numerator and the denominator have to be whole numbers. So multiplying times 3 won't work. So we'll multiply by 4. So 6.5 times 4 is 26. And 4.25 times 4 is 17. So there's our ratio using whole numbers. We just keep multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the next consecutive number until they're both whole numbers. So 26 to 17, answer D. Problem number 3, red and gray bricks were used to build a wall. Red bricks to gray bricks is 5 to 2. There were 175 bricks in all. How many red bricks were used? So here's how you set this up. It's like the extended ratio for angles yesterday. If your ratio of red to gray is 5 to 2, we're going to take 5x plus 2x, and we're going to set it equal to 175. We're going to solve for x because x is our multiplier. So 7x equals 175, and then we're going to divide by 7. So 175 divided by 7 is 25. So our x is equal to 25. What that means is if we multiply 5 times 25, it'll tell us how many red bricks there are. If we multiply 2 times 25, it'll tell us how many gray bricks there are. So the question is how many red bricks? So red bricks is going to be 5 times 25, which is 125. So answer choice B. Number 4 tells us the measure of two complementary angles are in the ratio 1 to 4. What are the degree measures of the two angles? Remember, complementary means that they sum 90. So we're going to take 1x plus 4x, set it equal to 90. So 5x equals 90. And we're going to divide both sides by 5. So our x is equal to 18. 18 is our multiplier. All right. So what are the degree measures of the two angles? One of the angles is going to be 1 times 18, which is 18. The other angle is equal to 4 times 18. Which is 72. So answer choice D. All right, problem number 5. Maybe asterisk this problem or star this problem. It's tricky. It's not hard, it's tricky. The ratio of the length to width in a rectangle is 3 to 1. The perimeter is 128. What is the length of the rectangle? You got to be careful here because look, in a rectangle, you've got two lengths and you got two widths, don't you? And the sum of all of those gives you the perimeter. So when you're writing this equation, you need to take 3x plus 3x, which is 6x, plus 1x plus 1x, which is 2x, and set that equal to 128. You've got two lengths plus two widths that has to equal the perimeter. So whatever this ratio is, if it's 3 to 1, you just have to double it. 6x plus 2x. So we get 8x, that's equal to 128. I'm going to divide by 8. And our x, which is our multiplier, is 16. If the perimeter, what is the length? They want the length. Well, the length is 3 times the multiplier. So the length is going to be 3 times the 16. And 3 times 16 is 48. Problem number 6 is just like the sides of a triangle problem, except you're dealing with a recipe. A salsa recipe uses onion, tomato, uses green pepper, onion, tomato, in the ratio 1:3:9. How many cups of onions are needed to make 117 cups of salsa? Look, it goes green pepper, onion, tomato. So our onion is represented by the 3, isn't it? Green pepper is the 1 unit, onion is 3 units, tomato is 9 units. So 1x plus 3x plus 9x has to equal 117. So 13x equals 117. And divide each side by 13. And we get an x, which again is our multiplier. So 117 divided by 13 is equal to 9. 9 is our multiplier. So our onions are equal to 3 times 9. And 3 times 9 would be 27 cups. So answer choice B. All right, having some technical difficulties here. All right, problem number 7. Measures of the angles of a triangle are in the extended ratio 3:5:7. What is the measure of the smallest angle? You've done this type of problem for 2 days now. So we go 3x plus 5x plus 7x equals the sum of the angles of a triangle, sum 180. So we've got 15x that equals 180. Divide by 15. And our x, again, which is our multiplier, is equal to 12. The smallest angle is going to be this 3 in the extended ratio times our multiplier. So the smallest angle is going to be 3 times 12, which is 36. Answer choice B. Problem number 8, we are solving what is the solution to each proportion? We're solving this proportion. We're going to crisscross multiply. Okay? So I'm going to take A times 18, which is 18A, and set it equal to 6 times 27, which is 162. Divide each side by 18, and A is equal to 9. We're going to do the same thing with number 9. We're going to crisscross multiply. I like the variable on the left, so I multiply by the variable first. 9 times m is 9m. 7 times 27 is 189. Divide both sides by 9. And our m is equal to 21. Problem number 10. Now we got variables everywhere now. So it doesn't matter which numerator and denominator you multiply first. I'm going to take 3n times the n minus 5. So 3n times n minus 5 equal to n minus 6 times 3n plus 1. All right, I got distributive property on the left. 3n times n is 3n squared. And 3n times negative 5 is negative 15n. On the right-hand side, we have a binomial times a binomial. So that's distributive property twice. N times 3n is 3n squared. And n times 1 is 1n. Negative 6 times 3n is negative 18n. And negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. Now, if we have 3n squared on both sides of the equation, we can just get rid of it, cancel it out. So we end up with negative 15n equal to, make sure you guys combine these like terms at this step. N minus 18n would be negative 17n minus 6. So then we're going to add 17n to each side. 2n is equal to negative 6 and divide by positive 2. So we get an n equal to negative 3. All right, again, number 11. 12 times y is 12y. Equal to, we got 3y minus 8 times 5. So we need to do the distributive property on the right-hand side. So our 12y equals 3y times 5 is 15y. And negative 8 times 5 is negative 40. Subtract 15y from each side. Negative 3y equals negative 40. And divide both sides by negative 3. So our y is equal to, look, pay attention here now. A negative divided by a negative equals a positive. So in simplest form, these negatives cancel. We're left with 40 over 3. Problem number 12. Given the proportion A over B equals 8 over 15, what ratio completes the equivalent proportion A over 8? Well, I asked myself, what did they do to this original proportion? It looks to me like they put the 8 that was in the numerator in the denominator, right? So if they put the 8 where the B is, what do they got to do with the B? To make it equal. Good, they put the B where the 8 is. Everybody see that? Should never get this problem wrong. All right, you got 15 times A here is 15A equal to B times 8, which is 8B. Well, if we got A over 8 here, we need to have an 8B, right? So we need to multiply the 8 times the B, and we need to multiply the A times the 15. So b over 15 completes the proportion. And that might complete your study guide. It does. All right, anybody have any questions on any part of that study guide? All right, then.